God.
What's wrong, Maria? Did you drop or something?
Gone, gone.
Maria kept yelling, "Gone, gone." First it sounded as though she had dropped something, but while she shouted, she also pointed out over the ocean. What's wrong? What's gone? No, I'll look for it too if you want. What is it? What's wrong? Oh. If she dropped something, she would probably look down at the floor, but Maria was pointing out over the ocean. One would assume that by that gesture she had spotted something, but she kept saying that something wasn't there. Strange. However, since my last memories of this place came from 6 years ago, I was able to spot it before Aniki, who comes here every year. Huh? If I remember correctly, wasn't there a torii or something on top of that small crag around here? That's right, it was definitely there. I remember it well, since as we got close to the island, it's the first thing to greet us, like a landmark. Wow, you're amazing, battler. Even though it's been 6 years, you remembered. It was here, wasn't it? I remember too. The tutelary god's shrine and that torii-like thing were standing all alone on that crag. And now that you mention it, they are gone, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they were still there last year.
Gone. Gone.
Maybe they were washed away by the waves or something. It was a small crag, so it probably got worn away over time. Well, that's my theory too. It was last summer that it disappeared. But they say an enormous lightning bolt came crashing down one evening and smashed the shrine. The fishermen whisper that having a thunderbolt fall upon our honored tutelary god must be a portent of approaching misfortune. Kuwabara, Kuwabara. Kumasawa-san smiled impishly as if teasing us, rubbing her hands together while intoning a Japanese phrase meant to ward off lightning. However, Maria apparently took this seriously, and stared fixedly over the ocean to where the crag housing the shrine god was supposed to be.
A portent of misfortune. Ugh. Enough, Kumasawa-san. Maria isn't old enough to get that kind of joke. It's okay, Maria-chan. It's just a coincidence. Nothing scary is gonna happen.
George Aniki put a hand on Maria's shoulder to calm her down, but Maria's sharp-eyed expression didn't waver.
Misfortune. Misfortune.
Well, that's fucking ominous. Maria muttered that word over and over, like that's some shit straight out of a horror movie. Like the kid's just like stuck with a dead stare, just misfortune, misfortune, misfortune. Like, bruh, that's some fucking creepy shit, man. I don't like that. Apparently, repeating a single word over and over is a habit that Maria's had for a long time. However, since the word she was saying was literally an ill omen, it was a bit creepy. Yeah, no shit. Hey now, Maria. If you say it over and over like that, misfortune will really end up happening, you know? Crazy. I tapped Maria's other shoulder. Maria whipped her head around, stared into my face, and spoke unblinkingly.
Misfortune is coming.
Huh? And just where is it coming from? I answered lightheartedly, trying to break the tension in the air. At that moment, Maria held up a finger, raised her arm high, and pointed up to the heavens. Man, you know when there's a kid in like a horror story, they're gonna fucking, it always leads to the creepiest shit. It's like, oh yeah, where's the misfortune gonna come from? Just dead stare, just up. And he's like, Maria, I think you need a Snickers. You foreshadow ill moments when you're not hungry. When I looked up, I saw that the sky was still just as cloudy, but it had grown a great deal more leaden than it had been that morning. That's right, they were saying that a typhoon was approaching. We had planned to spend one night on the island, but if the storm doesn't pass quickly, I won't be able to make it to school on Monday. Yeah, you know what? Judging by the fact that I think there's, 8 episodes in total? Because I think, isn't there 4 for the question arcs and then 4 for the answer arcs? So I think there's 8 episodes total, if I remember correctly. I don't think you're going to be going back to school on Monday there, Battler. Well, guess it makes for a pretty good excuse to be absent. She apparently sensed some kind of misfortune in the cloudy sky. She's been muttering that non-stop for a while, yeah. Yeah, that's fucking Girls at Maria's age tend to be very impressionable. She's just about the age that many girls start to get excited about sixth senses and whether they have any psychic potential and stuff. For all we know, this might be due to her childish, sensitive nature. If it was a childish thing, I feel like, you know, she wouldn't be as deadpan and just like fucking misfortune. 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 Like,
It's okay, Maria-chan. Weather might get worse tonight, but tomorrow it'll clear up and become a pretty blue sky. Ooh, pretty blue sky. Ooh, misfortune. That's right, by tomorrow it'll be a pretty blue sky.
there's no rain that doesn't end, and no clouds that never clear.
Ooh, misfortune. Rain that doesn't end. Misfortune. Clouds that never clear. Misfortune. Ooh, misfortune.
I know the typhoon's coming, but soon it'll go away. It'll be okay, Maria.
Ooh, misfortune. Ooh, misfortune. Misfortune.
Come on, Maria, give me some new lines, damn it. Maria started yelling, ooh, ooh. It looked as though she was having a tantrum because no one could understand what she was trying to say. What in the world is Maria trying so desperately to warn us about? Misfortune! Were you not paying attention? She's very clearly trying to warn everyone about misfortune. Misfortune, misfortune, misfortune. And you're asking, man, I wonder what she's trying to warn us about. Fucking idiot. Unable to understand her, we couldn't help but feel a vague sense of misfortune. I've heard that everyone can feel the supernatural, but that it weakens as you age. That might mean that Maria, the youngest one of us, still possessed some kind of sense that the rest of us had lost. I wonder if that sense is sending her a warning of misfortune. At that moment, Kumasawa-san quietly opened her mouth.
Misfortune. Rumor has it that long ago, Rokkenjima was... Kumasawa-san, let's not talk about that now.
Just as Kumasawa-san was about to tell some kind of story about misfortune, Jessica sharply interrupted her. Jessica's tone was extremely firm for her. I wanted to push her further, just out of simple curiosity. But judging by the look on Jessica's face, whatever Kumasawa-chan was likely to say would probably make Maria-chan even more uneasy. If I did try to press her for the story, the odds were pretty good that it wouldn't be anything bright and cheery.
Oh, I do apologize about that. The wind here is hard to bear for the elderly, so if you would excuse me for now.
Gossipers have no reason to hang around after they've been told to stop chatting. When Kumasawa-san finally realized that she'd overstepped her bounds, she went back inside the boat. After she left, Uncle Hideyoshi showed up in her place. Since he'd arrived, mid-conversation, he completely failed to notice the complicated atmosphere that hung about the scene. So he refreshingly and unwittingly swept the atmosphere aside. So in the end, it was his lack of tact that brightened the mood. Looks like we're almost there. Okay, just a bit more. Took forever at the speed we went today, didn't it? Wonder whose fault that was. Uncle Hideyoshi, give me a break already.
Come on, don't stop there. Seriously, thanks to Battler here, it's taken forever. Misfortune.
Maria probably thought that everyone was refusing to listen to her. She hung her head wearing a fretful expression. As she did, George Aniki crouched down to meet her eyes and spoke to her kindly.
Maria-chan, there's nothing to be afraid of. Because we're all together. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're together. Go ahead and say it. Misfortune. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're together. Except for misfortune. Yes. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're with each other. Ooh, misfortune.
That's right, exactly what George Aniki said. If we stick together, there'll never be anything at all to be afraid of. Right, Jessica?
Yeah, no doubt about that. What George Nissan says is always true, Maria. Ooh, misfortune. George Oni-chan, always true. Yes, I don't lie. So trust me, there's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together. Ooh, misfortune. George Oni-chan doesn't lie. I trust you. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together. Ooh, not afraid.
Maria jumped into George Aniki's arms and hugged him tightly. After Aniki patted her head, she jumped away again. Her facial expression had undergone a 180-degree change, turning back to normal. She was once again the ordinary Maria.
Ooh, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore, because we're together. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, that's it. You look all better now. You're strong, and that's awesome.
Ooh, I'm awesome.
Hell yeah. Hey now, what's going on here? Maria-chan didn't get seasick, did she? No, she got, possessed.
Well, something like that. They'll be arriving soon.
The harbor was already drawing near. Alrighty. Oh? The boat gave a big shudder. Achievement unlocked. Welcome to Hokinjima. Seems we've docked at the harbor. The boat driver came out and jumped to the pier with the mooring rope. A large man in a tuxedo was waiting there for us with a warm smile. I didn't recognize his face, but judging by his clothes, I guessed he was a servant of the Ushinomiya head household. Welcome home, milady. You were so late in returning that I began to worry.
Thanks for carrying. This moron got so scared we had to slow down. It was seriously annoying.
Shut up! Someday when the shoe's on the other foot, you'll remember this. Ugh. At this rate, word will spread to the whole family, and I'll be the big conversation piece during dinner. Even without this, everyone would be talking about me because of that 6-year gap, but now I've given them an even juicier topic. Damn it. Why does the Ushinomiya head family have to live on this isolated island? In the meantime, the boat had finished its mooring. A small plank was lowered so that we could get down. One by one, our parents came up from inside the boat. You must all be quite tired from your long trip. Madam, please, allow me to assist you.
Thank you. It's been a while, Goda-san. How are you?
I thank you for your concern. It is always my pleasure to serve.
Badler-kun, isn't this your first time meeting Goda-san? If I'm not mistaken, you weren't working here 6 years ago, right?
Indeed. So please, allow me to greet him for the first time. It is an honor to meet you, Battler-sama.
I'm pretty confident about my height, but you're huge. This is definitely our first meeting. I'd never forget meeting a big guy like you. It's a pleasure. I'm Battler.
I was looking forward to meeting you. I am Goda, your servant. I've been working for the Ushinomiya head family since the year before last. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. If there is anything you need, please feel free to rely on me at any time.
Goda-san, it's been some time.
It has been too long, George-sama. Please, allow me to assist you. As usual, you're a pro welcoming guests. If you ever need a job, just let me know, okay? I'd hire you anytime. You do me too much honor. Please, allow me to assist you, Hideyoshi-sama.
Goda-san then lent a hand to everyone as they disembarked, greeting them as they passed. His speech and mannerisms had the refined polish of a professional. He was very graceful, in contrast with his initially tough-looking appearance. His large size made him seem a bit scary at first, but he was much more polite than my first impression had led me to believe. He claimed to have served on the island for 2 years, but he had doubtless worked at a similar job somewhere before. After everybody disembarked, the mooring rope was untied and the boat started to steer away from the harbor. It was probably returning to its home port on Nijima. The captain waved his hand in farewell. Maria conscientiously waved her hand back. Now that I think about it, that must be why I've felt something out of place for a while now. I can hear the cries of the seagulls. Oh no. Umineko, that's seagulls, oh my god, the seagulls. And the cry, the when they cry, oh my god. Seagulls? The birds? If I remember correctly, whenever we came to this island in the past, the seagulls always greeted us with their lively nya nya cries.
Because of that, whenever I hear the cries of seagulls anywhere else, I get the feeling I'm coming to a family conference. Except for the small part of the island where those of the Ushiromiya head family live. Rook and Jima has been left uncultivated, which apparently makes it a paradise for wild birds. Supposedly, there was a cliff somewhere that housed a huge seagull colony, so this island was always full of seagulls. Not having those seagulls here to greet us made me feel a bit lonely. It's a sign of misfortune.
What's wrong, Battler-kun?
Oh, Aunt Rosa. Nah, it's nothing really. I was just thinking it's a bit lonely without the cries of the seagulls.
Aye, that's true now that you mention it. Even though they're always so noisy, today there isn't one to be seen. Ooh, misfortune? Why no seagulls? Misfortune. Maybe it's because the seagulls are having a get-together somewhere too. Maria, did you want to see the seagulls? Wanted to see them.
Still, it's a bit strange there isn't even a single one around. Maybe Jessica grilled them all and ate them.
The hell? Don't say disturbing stuff like that. You'll get Maria believing it. Jessica One-chan grilled him. Jessica One-chan grilled him. I did not. I did not. Why the hell would I do something like that?
That's right. That's right. Jessica grilled them. Skin and meatballs, liver and onion.
Swimming meat dolls. Liver and onion.
Swimming meat dolls. As I made fun of Jessica, Maria tagged along, looking like she was having fun. Ugh, I never guessed she was such a good sport. Alrighty then, from today on, I'll make you my #1 follower. As I smiled at her, she beamed, looking overjoyed, possibly because she was happy about this little connection we made with each other.
That's not it, Maria-chan. I've heard wild birds are attuned to changes in the weather and atmospheric pressure.
God damn it, George, you fucking buzzkill.
The weather will probably get worse tonight. The seagulls might have returned to their nests early. Not grilled? Jessica One-chan didn't grill them? No! I wouldn't do something like that. Battler, you admit right now that you lied. Battler-kun, Maria-chan is a naive girl, so she takes even jokes seriously. You should choose your jokes more carefully.
George Aniki gently scolded me. Even though I outstripped Aniki in height, Aniki was Aniki, of course. There was no choice but to obediently apologize. Sure, my bad. Maria, that was a joke. The seagulls are all taking it easy in their nest today, that's all.
Battler lied. George Oni-chan told the truth.
Had she actually been tricked despite all that fun she was having? Was she actually, like, really amused that the seagulls had been grilled and consumed? Her pure eyes made me feel guilty, as they should. Maybe I went a little overboard with her after all.
Yeah, that's right.
What George Aniki said is true. The weather's bad, so they probably went home for the day. It doesn't mean they're gone. Right, Aunt Rosa?
That's right. Tomorrow, when the weather gets better, I'm sure they'll come back so we can hear them cry meow meow like they always do. I'll wait until the weather gets better and they come back. Gonna wait until tomorrow. Gonna wait until the weather's better.
Maria was in a lighter mood and was looking forward to tomorrow when the seagulls would come back and fill the skies. Still, George Aniki really was amazing at taking care of kids. I think I remember Aniki taking good care of me as well when I was a brat 6 years ago. Aniki, it's probably your gift.
George-kun is amazing at taking care of young kids. If you wanted to, I'll bet you'd do great with a job in childcare, don't you think? Yeah, it's almost like George Nissan was born to do something like that. Personally, I think that'd suit you better than doing business in some company president's office. Oh no. Childcare is a fine career path, but it's not a job where merely liking children is enough. You really are modest, George-kun. But Battler-kun is quite good with children, too. Just a second ago, even though it didn't last long, Maria seemed to be having a lot of fun. Please keep on playing with her like you did just now. Just choose your jokes more carefully, okay?
Aunt Rosa winked at me, giggling a little. She's a real mother, I thought to myself, who was happy to see Maria having fun. Come on, Rosa. And you brats too. The hell are you doing? Let's get going.
Okay, we're coming.
The old bastard was waving for us to hurry up. Yeah, we needed to get moving. Might as well have have this conversation after setting our luggage down in our rooms. Now then, everyone, allow me to lead you to the guest house where you will be spending the night. Please, this way. Goto-san called to everyone and led the way. Kumasawa-san brought up the rear. A serpentine, twisting path led through a dim forest. It ran a bit uphill. I guess the path was made all twisty so the slope wouldn't seem too steep. But personally, I'd have been happier if they had the guts to make some stairs in a straight line. No doubt they made the path twist on purpose to put on airs of distance and importance. Before long, we saw garden-style stone steps. From here on, I do have some memories. Go up these, and at the top of the stone steps, we saw a beautiful guest house. Its facade was lovely, of course, but more importantly, we couldn't enter its doors without having our hearts stolen away by the splendor of the beautiful rose garden spreading before it. It's as beautiful as ever this year. A real delight for the eyes. After climbing the stone steps, the people greeted by this rose garden gave voice to their impressions one by one. Is it just me, or are the flowers a little less lively this year? It's probably because it wasn't that hot this summer. I also believe this was a factor. Sadly, this year's blooming is a tad inferior when compared to last year's. Even so, it was a delightful rose garden. I remembered that even 6 years ago, huge numbers of roses had greeted us every year. This rose garden was the first thing that greeted the people who came to Rokkenjima. Even our parents, who came every year, couldn't help but give voice to their admiration. In fact, it seemed to have undergone a power-up from the garden in my memories of 6 years ago. This place is always so amazing. It would be wonderful to have a rose garden like this at home. Give it up. Who do you think would take care of it? Roses are a real pain with bugs and diseases to worry about. Well, from what I've heard, Kairi-san takes care of her rose every day and makes sure no bugs get anywhere near it, right? Huh? What are you talking about? That's right. Though, in this person's case, the rose goes after the insects like some nasty carnivorous plant. So that's what you mean. Come on, Rosa. Can't you give that a rest just for today? I've put that sort of thing completely behind me. I wonder. After all, you're a womanizer on an almost genetic level. No need to worry, Rosa-san. When a rose gives you too much trouble, it's always best to snip it at the root. Oh, such frightening talk this is. Guys who are popular with the ladies are always forced to live dangerously. I sure hope I turn out a bit prettier in my next life. Hideyoshi-san, like I keep saying, it isn't like that at all. And Kairi, stop it. Freaking me out. You made my rose wilt. Hey, Maria-chan, look over here. These roses are especially magnificent. Magnificent roses. Smells pretty sweet. Look, this suits my elegance perfectly. Hey, cut it out. Maria's gonna imitate you and get hurt by the thorns. She yelled at me as I leaned in to smell the roses with an exaggerated gesture. I thought she was overreacting, but when I turned around and saw Maria imitating my every gesture and George Aniki smiling broadly at us. Hey now, Maria-chan, be careful. Rose thorns can hurt. George Aniki-chan, only this rose is strange. Strange? What's wrong? Maria pointed at a single rose. I immediately understood why she found it odd. In the midst of all these magnificent roses, one single rose was just starting to wilt. There wasn't any particular reason. Some roses flourish and others wilt. That's all there was to it, but Maria seemed very concerned about the only unhealthy one in the group. Misfortune! It must have made her feel lonely. It made her feel misfortune. So you feel sad for this rose because it's the only one that isn't healthy? Misfortune. The others are all healthy, but this one's misfortunate. Well, they all bloom and wither at their own paces. I'll bet this one's just starting to wilt early because it got to bloom before any of the others. Yeah, that's right. It probably just bloomed like crazy, fulfilled its duty, and went to sleep. You shouldn't get so worked up about it. Seeing that Maria's pure sensitive nature was making her feel some emotional pain for the rose that wilted alone. Even though she understood the logic of it, it still felt lonely to her. And Maria-chan,
Why don't you look after this rose until we leave?
George Aniki straightened up and felt around in his pocket. He then took out the wrapper from the candy he had been sucking on the plane. He twisted it into a thin string and then gently tied it to the rose as a sort of marker.
Hey, that's pretty cute. Let's mark it with this. Later on, you can come and give it some water. I'm sure Mr. Rose will be happy. Come to give it water. I think you should give Mr. Rose here a name. I'm sure that'll make it happy, and you'll get to know it a little better. A name? A name.
Though she still wore her usual sullen face, Maria crossed her arms and began to consider this intently. At the very least, she appeared to have been completely pulled out of her slump. Nice going, Aniki.
George Nissan has always been really understanding. Can't help but respect him.
Yeah, I guess he was just born that way. We've got to start picking up tips. Well, this garden just as magnificent when you all were kids.
It was only after I stopped living here that it grew so big. Before that, the garden was simpler, though I'm still attached to that one. Nissan fiddled with it too much, with that vaguely bad taste of his. I liked it much better before.
Ava, you've got to think positive. Setting aside how it used to look, its beauty now is something to be admired. You'll be able to relax a lot better if you look at it that way.
I didn't mean it like that. I was just saying that I wanted you to see this garden the way it was before, too.
Everyone, if you please. I shall guide you to your rooms now. Goda-san called to everyone to ask if we were ready. But our hearts had been completely stolen away by the rose garden that none of us had seen for a year, so we didn't pay much attention to him. Since we weren't a travel group, it wasn't like we had a strict schedule to follow. Besides, since our parents were visiting their old home, full of nostalgia, it wasn't like they had to let themselves be urged on by anyone or anything. Understanding the situation, Goda-san continued to wait, smiling wildly until our parents got tired of the roses and told him to guide us to our rooms.